Hi all, right back with more Labyrinth, playing the extended campaign. So this is my part 20. So still the same day, getting a bit more done. Should get at least this part done. Whether I get any more done, we'll see. Right, just watching back, it would be part 17, I think. And I've noticed a mistake. And just when I sat down there, I've also potentially noticed another mistake, I think. Nigeria's in play. However, it is poor. I think we might get away with it then. Because this is a non-Muslim country. The last part I want to say, the bot had attempted to travel. It travelled to sell to China, one to Russia, I think. The other one, I think, failed to travel, went back to the track. However, when I was checking... Yeah, these are fair. This is... Oh no, this would have been a priority then. Nigeria would have been a priority because it was poor, then fair, then good, wasn't it? And... Yeah. Damn. So that would have been coming down this priority list to do the travel to. We were travelling from... One was in Israel, one was in India. One was in Gulf States or Iraq. No, yeah, I don't know. One was in the US. No, we took that. No, that got taken out with the ports. I can't remember. I know the travel from... No, hang on. The travel from adjacent was the first check from. And then the only adjacent... I remember it was... Right, what card was this, Grant? Damn. Wasn't it just... Hang on, it was... No. It was Radicalization, using the reserves. The card was a 3 ops. We used one of the ops to do the... Whatever it was doing. Minor Jihad, yeah. Minor Jihad Gulf States. But we only had one cell, so we could only use one of the ops. Almost made a mess of that. Then we used the reserves to boost it back to 3 to do radicalization. We radicalized travelling from adjacent. Yeah. It was adjacent. This was in the Caucasus. That was only adjacent. So we done that. That was automatic. That succeeded. The second one we travelled... was from India, and we randomised it to be Thailand, and then we rolled the dice. However, both the well, I don't know what the dice roll was, because a 3 would succeed here. Because what we should have been doing, the travel from, we had Israel, we had India, right? That didn't matter. The travel to came down to this. Poor then, fair then, good. And remember, it's a non-Muslim country we're looking for. Is that right? Yeah, it's doing radicalization, so it's wanting to mess about with the posture. Yeah. GS posture is hard. Travel to as many unmarked non-Muslim countries as possible, 1 cell each. Nigeria is an unmarked non-Muslim country. It didn't have adjacency to anywhere that we were... So we'd have to actually travel, roll for it. So when we checked Thailand, whatever die roll we rolled there would have been for here. So I don't know if that's... That would have to have been a 3, because we failed there. And then the final one came from Israel to China, and we succeeded there. So, however, if this one fails also in Nigeria, then this cell should be down in Nigeria, not China. Because poor then, fair then, good. Okay, I'm going to see what the die roll was for Thailand first. Right, okay. The one that went from India attempting to travel to Thailand failed. They rolled a 6. So, in actual fact, it should have been India attempting to travel to Nigeria. That would have been a 6, failed. So, that went back to the track still. The second one travel from Israel to China. I'm not sure what the role was, but it would have had to be in a 2 or less. Now, it should have been, again, going from Israel to Nigeria. And, yeah, and that would have succeeded. So in actual fact, this sail shouldn't be in China. It should be in Nigeria. And I'm going to keep the die rolls when I do these mistakes, like, rather than faff about. And then the roll on posture, it would have just been the same roll, so the posture would have been soft. Now, it's funny, because just in this part, I'm down here talking about Nigeria and saying, well, I don't think we've forgotten about these. I don't think we've made a mistake with any of these, blah, blah, blah. And then I'm considering Kenya, because it's fair, but I don't click right there that poor should come before fair in this decision with the priorities. So that should have been the end result there, I believe. It's so easy to slip up on these things. And here's the next one. So I just noticed the mistake. Like I say, this was back in... So that was a fix from the last part 19. I'll hopefully get a comment in the header of that, because this is part 20 now, and I don't like... If I spot a mistake, if there's a mistake in a part and I fix it later on in the part, I'll maybe not make a comment. But if it's on the next part, I'll just let people know. So this was back in part 17. And again, one of these things I'm hoping I've not done before, but easy to do. So what we're doing here is... it's where the second cadre is going to go. The first one we come to, we go around this chart, and it's a recruit and travel 2. Where's the cadre going to go? No, good Muslim. It's not, can't have a cell in it. Yeah, I can't remember the event, right? But it was a 3 ops one. Remember, we placed, the only cell we had we had one cell on the track, and it went in the US. So we had no other cells, but the event actually says if you can't place a cell in the country, you place a cadre. So the next priority would be good Muslim. This is when I had the dilemma about there's a cadre already there, but I come to the conclusion that, you know what, it doesn't seem to say in the rules that you can't have 2, so I put it there. And then the third one, so that was the good Muslim. So then we move on through this check, good Muslim. Is there any fair Muslim? And at that time, I don't know if there is now, but there was none at that time. Well, there actually is now. There was a cell in the Gulf States. Was there a cell in Iraq as well at the time? I can't remember anyway, but it certainly wasn't. There wasn't a fair Muslim option, or maybe a regime change was. No, I think this was maybe still Islamist rule actually. And maybe there was a cell in Iraq. I can't remember exactly, but I don't think that was an issue. So there wasn't fair Muslim. So then I come to non-Muslim. I say, all right, there's plenty of non-Muslim countries that don't have cells in them. So that's fine. And then I proceed to then move to the priorities table and go down here and say, right, and this is what you're going to have to watch with this. I mean, I'm certainly going to have to watch with it. I then start following this, forgetting that I'm only concerned with non-Muslim countries. So I come to Bazi's regime, right? And I say, right, okay, well, we've got 2 Bazi's regime. These 2 countries are Muslim though. So this is where it ends up going, because it's poor then fair then good. We get to. However, this is not going to have gone there. And I'll feel the need to have the... was it martyrdom operation? No, it's not that. Foreign fighters? No. What the heck was the... Has it been marked? Or was the card removed maybe? It was like placing... No, it's jihadist videos. It's the next card down. Oh, of course, I forgot. I messed about with the discard pile, haven't I? When I was looking for with the oil price spike. So they're not in order. Right, it was this card here. Select 3 countries without cells. Test them. Recruit once in each. And in the actual event table, instructions, it tells you to first place one in the US. We only had one cell on the track, so we put the cell in the US, and then it says place cadre in each country that does not receive a cell. So recruit once in each, ignoring funding. Funding didn't matter. So the second one would have been good Muslim. That's fine, so that cadre is fine there. However, the third one would not have been in one of these busy regime countries because there was no more good Muslim. Well, Pakistan, but it's got cells in it. It has to be a country that's not got a cell. So then it would have come to non-Muslim. And like I say, I then stopped at Bouzid's regime and said, oh, right, it was going to be one of them. But they're Muslim. So moving on, if it wasn't Bouzid's regime, Syria, Iran, these are all, well, Iran's not Muslim, not non-Muslim, so we can't consider that. Again, the US already had a cell because that was a priority. So then we get to poor, then fair, then good. But remember, we're looking for non-Muslim. So non-Muslim can't be poor. Oh, you're talking rubbish, Grant. Yeah, non-Muslim can be poor, then fair, then good. So this is going to come back to Nigeria again. So when did the cell go in Nigeria? Last part. So in actual fact, hang on here. So way back in part 17, Nigeria would have got this cadre marker. Oh, I'm getting poor then fair then good. Non-Muslim. I put the card away again. Select 3 countries without cells. Test them. Recruit once in each, ignoring funding. Place cadre in each country that does not receive a cell. So you do have to test the country and then place the cadre, Grant. Oh, this could be bad. This could. Because if I test this, well, hang on, it's soft anyway, Grant. I know, but it means that would have been soft earlier in the game. I still don't think it matters, does it? Yeah, no, it does matter. Because I need to do a separate test for this. Because the die roll that I've used for this was in the last part, and it was the roll we made in China. Was it? Oh, God, I'm getting really messed up now. Yeah, it was whatever we rolled. China rolled whatever it was, and it was soft. I can't remember. I didn't look up what the die roll was, but that's the die roll we would use for Nigeria. But that's a different. We're in a different sort of time zone now. So, in actual fact, yeah. Let me take this away. So, this cell would have still been in Israel. This wouldn't have been tested. And if this... Well, it doesn't matter. It's still going to target there, even if it's got a cadre, Grant, isn't it? So that's where the cadre would have went. It would have not went in Yemen, obviously, because that's Muslim, and this is non-Muslim. I need to test this and hope. Well, actually, no, that's... well, no, we might not be testing China then, because it might not matter here. Okay, getting a sore head with us. I need to test this for this jihadist video's last cadre in the country. So, testing posture in Nigeria. I want if 4 is soft. I don't think it matters, but hard. I prefer it still to be hard, so a 5 or 6 would be best. Excellent, good, okay. I think that's actually going to help us. So that would have been hard. And then the jihadist videos would have put that cadre in there. Right, and in actual fact... Does that not mean we are hard 2 now? I think it does. Because remember, I've took that soft away. I think, should I allow myself that though? It's a different role I'm doing here, so I think I am. I think I'm going to allow this. I can't just say that the role for China could be used for this, because it's a total different event I'm playing. I mean, I know I made a mess, but I want to say we're now at World Hard 2. And that's because that soft's not there, and we've got an extra hard. And just looking, we've got hard there, hard here, that's 2. And remember, Israel's hard, 3. And India's hard, 4. And we've got, so that's 4. Does the US come into this? No. So that's 4. And soft-wise, we've got 1. That's it. So 4... that would be +3, Grant. Is there another soft somewhere? Does Israel not count? Oh, there's a soft over here in Philippines. There we go. So Philippines is soft and Caucasus is soft. And Russia, India, Nigeria and Israel are hard. So 4-2 means that we are hard 2. Yeah, that's right. And then, like later in the game, when it comes round to the last part, when I'm travelling these cells, with radicalization, but this is marked. So it's not going to travel there. It's going to check unmarked. Right, fair enough. So that cell in India, Israel, is going to travel to China then, and that would have been correct because Nigeria has been tested. So it says travel to as many unmarked non-Muslim countries. So then Nigeria wouldn't have been an option. So this does travel to China, and I'm going to keep the die roll there, which was soft. So that posture is soft. However, that still does mean that we're 1 better off than we were. Well, basically because I got lucky with that roll there. Okay, I think that's right, and I'm just going to leave that at that. But the issue there is, and one to remember, when you've done with this, you've got to keep in mind what you came to here. If you came to good Muslim, you don't then just go look through here and find a fair Muslim and say, well, that's the priority, because it's got to abide by this. And this one was, obviously, it was non-Muslim we were at. So I've got to pick a non-Muslim country, and it doesn't take them out when you're going through that. So you've got to take them out yourself. And Baziz's regime were 2 Muslim countries, so I should have moved on. Okay. What a right mess I get myself into. Okay, so it's my turn, isn't it? Or is it? I need to draw 2 extra cards. I think it's my turn. Damn, I'm going to have to double check. Yeah, it is my turn. The last turn was seeing them using the ops for radicalization and doing this travel into China. Which is, yeah, I thought I needed to fix that for Nigeria, but Nigeria needed to be dealt with earlier on in the game. With the cadre situation. Okay. Right, so it's my turn and we've got a horrible decision to make. We've got 3 cards left. Now remember, we need to play these somehow. We can get rid of 1 at the end. Schroeder and Chirac. Well, actually, you know what? If we had ended up soft there... Oh no, it would have been the world soft, Grant. US is hard, right? Yeah, because the election could have moved us to soft, but it didn't. So this is playable. And if we play it, we can't play the event, but the event's going to play. We're going to set Germany and France to soft and take -1 hit on prestige. So the prestige hit's bad. 2 soft countries is then going to take us into a penalty in global war on terror relations. So that's all bad, right? And then Quagmire isn't any better. And again, they've got the grey text, so to see if they're playable. Play if prestige medium or low, and a regime change country as a cell. Oh, I've got away with that. Did I? I never thought about that. I'm sure I mentioned it as well. That if the cell goes away. Oh, you dancer. Right, we're good. Play if prestige medium or low. And that was a problem. I was trying to get it into the high column. And I was going to do that by disrupting these cells. But all the cells went away because he had 4 cells left. We took 2 of them out. And then 4 left, and he rolled. First time he had 3, and they all failed. Went back to the track, and then the last one failed as well. They'd done another minor jihad, and it's went back to the track. And there's no cells in Iraq. So, although our prestige is medium, a regime change country does not have a cell. Excellent. Wow, we're getting away with it. So, prestige medium or low, and a regime change country has a cell. We're getting to play this. How about that? Well, I'm definitely playing that now. Kosovo. Well, actually, we get away with that a little bit now as well if we want to play that for the event, because this extra hard country that would put Serbia to soft, obviously, and take that back to 0. It's no penalty, but I mean, it is a boost to prestige, but wouldn't I be better using the 1-ops for something else? 1-ops? I can't exactly chuck it in reserves either, because this is my last card plays of the turn. So that's not going to help. Right, what are we going to do with Quagmire then? So we've got 3 ops there. I think we can do War of Ideas in here, Grant. I mean, okay, we're not getting the +1. We've no aid, but Gulf States is adjacent to Pakistan. Right. Well, I need to know the reason why that's the regime change marker's green. It's nothing to do with it stopping me from moving to good this turn, is it? I don't think it's that. I think it's something to do with end of game scoring. Well, it'll be under how to win again, wouldn't it? No. End of game victory. Here we go. I think this is it. Labyrinth can be played in 3 different lengths of game. If none of the conditions of 2.1 of a card by the selected game end, reshuffle of the card deck, first, second, or third. The US wins if more than twice as many resources are under good governance as are under Islamist rule. Otherwise, jihadists win. For this game end calculation only, count any regime change placed this turn as Islamist rule. Right. So if we were to be at the end of the game right now, this would still count as Islamist rule, and they would still get the 3 resources. That's what that's all about. I knew it was something along the end of game thing. So that's not going to affect. So why don't we have a go? It's kind of wasted again, though, because I only need a 2 cost card, but I've got a 1 and I've got a 3. Yeah, if we could only sort of put some in reserves, and well, you can't do that. So, but I mean, I want to try and get the troops back as well. I don't really care too much about Pakistan. US doesn't have a cell. I mean, there's cell in Russia, cell in China. Oh. Right, maybe she's quiet. Yeah, I think I'm going to do this then. I don't know what I'm going to do with Kosovo card. I mean, I don't want to be able to use that in a good country, Afghanistan or Pakistan. I can't disrupt in there anyway. I could take one of the cadres away, I suppose. Oh, and actually, I'm forgetting we've got troops there, NATO. That would boost my... Oh, yeah, okay. Right then. Boost my prestige. And I'd sooner do it as a disrupt and get a +1 prestige rather than play this as an event, get +1 prestige, and then have Serbia set to soft. Okay, going to play this for the ops. Right? It's unplayable because there's no sell in a regime change country, right? The first part of it is like covered, but the second part's not. So I'm going to use 3 ops. I'm going to do a war of ideas in the Gulf states, I think. Are we? Yeah, no +1 there. Yeah, and you're trying to go to good, so you're going to get a -1 and then a +1 for being adjacent to good. It's not ideal, is it? Again, there's nothing... I mean, there's a lot of poor countries around about, right enough. I mean, you might think that maybe trying to war of ideas Saudi Arabia here. Remember, it's got to be neutral or ally. Egypt's adjacent to Israel. That's only going to move the alignment though, isn't it? Whereas this one would move governance to fair. Syria is adversary. Lebanon's adjacent to Israel as well, and the reason that it's adjacent to a good country, but again, that's just going to shift alignment, isn't it? Yeah, I mean, I do still want to concentrate on these two, and I'm better going for Gulf states first, try and get it good, and then Iraq's adjacent to it. Okay, I'm going to use the 3 ops, and I'm going to do a war of ideas in Gulf states. I would need only 2 ops, but that's it. Improve alignments of governance, so we'll try to improve governance. If regime change, remember it must have at least 5 more troops than cells. We've got... Both of the countries are okay. We've got 6 troops in each, no cells. So yeah, and remember we're trying to shift to good. So tempting to shift to goods -1. There's no penalty. No. Unfortunately, our prestige is at medium, so there's no bonus there. There's no aid, and we do have an adjacent good ally in Pakistan. Hey, hold on a minute. There's another reason for them shifting down to adversary, Grant. It's good ally. Doesn't just need to be good, it needs to be an ally. Even neutral's not good there. So there is a reason to try and shift that. Damn it. Afghanistan's not adjacent, so we're not going to get that +1. I didn't slip up on that before, did I? I don't think so. I think it was ally. I think it just recently went neutral and then adversary, isn't it? Yeah, it was a card we shuffled. We got with the oil price spike. So we played the card twice and recently, and it just said shift alignment. Shift alignment 1 step towards adversary, and we've done it twice. So. Damn. Well, that means you're going to get a -1 to this War of Ideas roll, which feels rubbish. I don't think I want to do that. I try and get my prestige up to high again. So, well, what else do you try then? Saudi Arabia, maybe. So just checking there. It needs to be a neutral or ally Muslim country. It's not regime change. Yeah. Improve governance 1 level. Yeah. So If I'd done it in Saudi Arabia, I don't think there's any modifiers, is there? That's a no, 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 no. Yeah, unfortunately, like I say, Israel's adjacent to both Lebanon and Egypt, but that's just shifting their alignment. Yeah, Saudi Arabia's the only one we can try and shift governance. Well, no modifiers is better than -1, and at least it's you're using the full use of the card, the 3 ops, I suppose. Right, okay, let's go for it. Let's try no, you can't disrupt, Grant. That's a waste, isn't it? I'm just thinking we could do 2 disrupts in there. Like, it would have to be 2 separate disrupts to remove both cadres. We've got troops in there. It's just a waste of a card. You know, just wait till you get a fresh set of cards. Yeah. And I'm going to use this 1 cost 1 on that, on one of them, and then next turn I've got more cards, I can do it. Yeah, okay, I'm going to do it in Saudi Arabia then. A lot of ideas in Saudi Arabia, no modifiers, so I need to roll a 5 or a 6. I'm going to kick myself here though that if I roll a 6, because that would have been, see, I would have needed a 6 to do it in Gulf States, wouldn't I, with a -1. Right, I suppose I'm going to kick myself if I roll a 6 then. Right, we're doing it in Saudi Arabia, here we go, no modifiers. There was a 6 floating about there. Right, 4 with no modifiers. Well, if we had done that in there, that would have given us a whole lot of nothing. 4 - 1 is 3. However, 4 in here is not a success. However, it's a nade marker. So that helps, at least next turn. I'll get a +1. Okay, right, that's our 3 ops for the Quagmire. The card doesn't trigger. I'm going to play. That's right. I can disrupt in Afghanistan with that, can't I? It's a good country, so it only costs me 1. That's what Kosovo is. Remove cells or cadre, gain prestige. Target non-Muslim country. Ally or country with at least 2 troops. Well, it's an ally and it's got 2 troops. Affect 1 cell if target country's posture is hard. Affect 2 cells if +2 plus troops. I've got 2 troops. Affects 2 cells and add 1 prestige. I'm sure I've done this before. If no cells remove cadre, but it doesn't talk about prestige. But I'm sure when I look in the rulebook, it still gives me the prestige, doesn't it? Even if I'm just removing a cadre, because I'm sure we've done that. If a disrupt operation occurs in a country with at least 2 troops, raise prestige by 1, even if it only shifted cells to active or removed the cadre. Gotcha. Right, so playing this not for the event, just for the ops of 1. That's my second card play. And we're going to disrupt in Afghanistan. Taking 1 of these cadres away. We're hopeful that there should be 2 of them there. I mean, to be honest, I suppose it's quite good for us in a way to just remove. Well, it was a bit annoying having 2 of them, really. So anyway, but because we've got it's easy prestige, I dare say you say, and it's only cost me 1 op. We get +1 prestige up to 6. Okay, that's my 2 card plays. None of them played for event, so they get discarded. Right, over to the ball. I think he's got 2 cards left. We've still got 1. Remember, that's because we drew extra cards. Well, we've drawn 2 extra cards, but we got 1 card removed from our hand, didn't we? Right, going to push on, get this turn finished. Right, did I say they had 2 cards left? I think so. Right, what's the first one? Oh my. There's no more than 1 of them. No, there clearly is. 94. Because we played this one ages, a while back, wasn't it? Well, there's nothing in the thing. There's nothing, so whatever it says, there must be more than 1 of them. Because that wasn't the one that we shuffled back, like brought back out, was it? Anyway, no, that's... No, it wasn't, because that was a card that went on top, wasn't it? It was Kashmiri or something. Kashmir or something like that. Right, well, what's this going to do for them then? Right, hang on, though. Hang on. Is this a... The door of each jihad was closed. Is that a different event? Okay, I went hunting for the card, and yeah, there's 2 cards with his name. However, this is a US playable event, and this is a jihadist playable event, so they're different. I mean, this was really good for us. It stopped them playing events. However, this is different, so there's nothing in the event tables. So what does it say? It's got grey text there that says, play if a country tested or improved to fair or good this or last action phase. Oh my. Well, this is their first card play. So we can't have tested or improved a country from fair to good in this phase. However, I tell you what, maybe just as well we didn't get that because we were trying. Right, so for our last action phase, it says this or last action phase. So it would have been our action phase because, again, this is our first card to play in. So what did we do? We attempted a war of ideas in here and it failed. It didn't move that from pure to fair. If that had went to fair, this would have triggered this event. So it didn't, and then our second card play was to disrupt. So no, that's not playable. That does mean they're just going to use the ops. Worsen its governance 1 level towards poor. Right, so if it turned Saudi Arabia fair, it would have went back to poor. Play if a country tested or improved to fair or good this or last action phase. Yeah, there was none tested. We tried to improve Saudi Arabia. That's fine. So this is not playable. And it's a jihadist event. Okay. So we're going to get the flowchart going. It's not playable. Right, hang on a sec. Right. I'm starting to run out of time now. So let's just try and push on and get this finished. So 3 ops. Playable non-US event, no. Major jihad success, poor possible. No. Needs to be at poor. There's not many cells out there, to be honest. Funding tight, no. Selling good or fair, Muslim. Yeah, we've got the Pakistan issue, haven't we? So, good or fair Muslim. The other place with sales are in non-Muslim. This is only place with sales, Pakistan. Okay? But however, it is good. So, we're going to go by our way of doing it. We're going to say yes to that. We're going to look at Minor Jihad. We're going to say we can't do Minor Jihad because Benazir Bhutto. We're not now going to come back and say, well, we can't go there, let's go here. We're going to use that 3 ops for radicalization. So again, if any sales in the US and 1 or more WMD, no. If US posture is hard, it is. And there is no global war and terror releases penalty. There is not travel to as many unmarked non-Muslim countries as possible, 1 cell each, choosing the origin first, using... Yeah, so we're just going to do the same again. So travel from, ideally it's wanting adjacent. So this is the thing, the cell in Russia there can travel. And actually the cell in Thailand, China can travel to Thailand. Yeah. Okay. So we've got 3 ops. I'm going to put a die with 3 on that event card, saying it's 3 radicalization points, just like something like that. Well, can't we just do the one in China first? Because it's only got one option. We want to travel from adjacent. And it's only got one place it can travel to. So can't I just use one ops and do that one? Yeah, I think so. I think that seems fine. I mean, I'm still going to do something with the cell in Russia. It's either going to go to... See, I want to say that's to any of the Schengen countries. I'm just going to have to double check with that one. But China does have adjacent Thailand. So it's going to move to Thailand. It's adjacent, so it's automatic. We're now going to test the posture of Thailand. That's used up one of the three ops. Where's the other dice? Oh yeah, so for there. So yeah, posture check here. What is it? 1 4 is soft. And then do indeed hit the soft. So that's not good for us. Because if the other one... Well, there's two more to check, maybe. So that was a success there. That moves the world down to 0 again. Right, that's the first point. So the second point, we can still move one adjacent. Adjacent to an untested non-Muslim country. Is that right? Many unmarked non-Muslim countries, yeah. So Russia, you can see it's adjacent to Turkey. That's not any good. That's Muslim. Central Asia, Caucasus has already been marked. It's adjacent to Serbia, but it's also adjacent to, I think that's the Schengen, like all the Schengen countries. Isn't it? Right, is there a table with them on it? See, there's Schengen countries, 6 of them: Scandinavia, Benelux, Germany, France, Spain, Italy. Is that right? Does it mark them in any other way? They're just blue. I mean, you've got the light blue, the sort of different colour blue with Canada. Oh, there's Schengen. Schengen. It says it on the thing. Right, so is there 6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I thought there was something. I remember watching the playthrough and that. Well, why is there 7? What one's missing then? Italy, France, Spain, Germany, Eastern Europe it is, I think. Eastern Europe. So I want to say Russia is adjacent to all 7 of them. I will be checking that up, of course, as I do. Alright, so Schengen countries here on page 4. 4.5. A country connected to a Schengen symbol is adjacent to all Schengen countries, and all Schengen countries are adjacent to one another. Thus, when a cell moves to a Schengen connection symbol, the jihadist side may place that cell into any of the 7 Schengen country spaces that make up the Schengen area. Yeah, that's why Russia's bad, isn't it? Well, not just Russia, I suppose. I mean, you can see Lebanon here is adjacent to all the Schengens as well. Libya, Algeria, Tunisia, Morocco. Yeah, I suppose. It's not just... But I mean, Russia's a non-Muslim one, though, so that's what it's been targeting with this stuff. So, it does say into any of the 7 Schengen country spaces. Why is this table only got the 6 in? Why is it missing... Is this a misprint, maybe? This is Forever War. Yeah, let me just go and see. I can do without this now, though, because I'm running out of time. I don't know, I'm a little confused. Here's the player aid that's got the Awakening stuff on it. And there's only 6 Schengen countries. Well, maybe you could have looked up... Right, so that's not... Right, what am I doing here? I don't want to get muddled up here. Forever War. Parade card 2, parade card 1. Is this just for the events? Yeah, I think so. So what about the base game player aid for Schengen countries then? Country tables. Oh, hang on, there's something in here. Huh. Again, in here, and these are the base player aids, there's only 6 Schengen countries. Right. I don't know why. I mean, they're all shown Schengen, so why is there only 1 to 6? Come on, this must be... Right, give me a minute. Right, sort of weird, this one. I did find somebody asking the question, saying, why is there only 6 when there's 7? He suggests, was it because, obviously, this would be a D6 roll and not a D7? And it was the actual designer came back and actually said, yeah, Volko Runke came back and said, yeah, it's mainly because a 6, I mean, it's not very... But he did, however, say that there wasn't much jihadist activity in Eastern Europe, which is the one that's missing. So I'm going to say we can select any one of these. I will roll a D8 if I've got one somewhere. Hang on. Right, I forgot what we're doing now. I'm going to run out of time here. Damn it. Sometimes when I pause, I'm away for quite a bit trying to find these things. Maybe I should just stop here. 46 minutes. I'd like to have completed the part. I've got another card to play as well, though, so... I mean, I can work out where I am, I suppose. Well, can't you at least... Well, no, I mean, this is only my second... I've still got another ops to use, and it's going to actually... We're going to get something moving out of Pakistan somewhere. Attempting to travel, so that will be an attempt to travel. Whereas this one is going to be automatic because Russia's adjacent to all Schengen. Well, actually, I'm going to have to consider Serbia as well. So technically, this could be a D8 roll, couldn't it? It could be 1 to 7 for the Schengen and Serbia as well, because they're all adjacent. Okay, let's just pause there. What I'm more than likely going to do is just end the part here, to be honest. It makes it easier for me. What I should do is just pause it and come back the next chance that I get and finish this bit off. I'll see. I've got things marked and I can look at the video to see where I am. 2 ops left, 2 travels to try and do. I've got this table with the Schengen bit showing. I'm going to put a date on that to select the country, I think. Yeah, okay. So there might be a little bit added to this, but it's more than likely going to be the end of the part. But we shall see. Okay, cheers. Hi all. Right. Right. I better introduce it as Labyrinth, the extended campaign, playing solo. This might be the beginning of part 21, or it could be the end of part 20, which is what I should do here. Again, I've not got enough lot of time, so I'm just seeing if I can maybe squeeze in a little bit and get this added on to the end of part 20. Okay, so catching up, radicalization, we use 1 point to do what? Travel to Thailand. Yeah, became soft. We've got 2 more points. We want to travel from adjacency, so Russia would either target Serbia or one of the Schengen countries. And could that be broken down on the flowchart? Where is the flowchart? Oh, it's on the back side of this, isn't it? So we are getting adjacent. This is travel from Grant. Okay, right. So let's see. Non-destination, Islamic rule, poor then, fair then, good. Well, they're all good. Coming across this other side, not US. Okay. Most active cells. No, hang on. No, Grant, you've got the travel from. The travel from's Russia. And it can travel to adjacent countries. Right. Yeah, travel from adjacent and travel to... do we come here? Yeah, I think we do. No. Remember, it's non-Muslim. Yeah, it's just going to come to non-Muslim, isn't it? Yeah, so we need to go here. So travel to... none of these apply. Member, non-Muslim. The US. Well, the US is not adjacent. No, it's just the Schengen countries and Serbia. So, is that right? Yeah, because it's one to do it automatically. You just have to roll a 1 on the dice, remember, to travel to US. So it's one to get the best chance possible. I mean, okay. Poor them, feeling good. They're all good. So, highest resource. They don't have resources, do they? No. Russia. That's where we're travelling from, so no. No disrupt prestige gain, right? If recruit highest, right? No. Best Jihad, DRM. I don't think we're going to find any. And I think we've been through this before. Same posture as US. Well, no, because we're wanting to test here. Most sales, adjacent Islamist rule, oil exporter. There's no oil exporters. Right, okay, so we're going to have to randomise, yeah. I kind of thought that might be what it is. However, we've got Serbia and we've got the Schengen countries, right? Now, so looking at the back of this, we're going to include Eastern Europe as the 7th Schengen country. So that's going to be 7 on the die roll. And we're going to say Serbia is going to be 8 on the die roll. And I've got a D8 here. And that's where we're going to travel to. They're all going to be adjacent. It's going to be automatic. I just need to roll this D8. Consult that table. Remember, Eastern Europe's a 7. Serbia's an 8. We rolled a 3. So that is going to just check the chart. And it is Germany. 3 is Germany. Right, okay. So it's automatic travel from Russia to Germany. And now we test Germany's posture. And just let me knock that down to a 1. So we've got 1 ops left. Test Germany's posture. 1 to 4. Where are we? 1 to 4 it's soft. 5 and 6 it's hard. Oh, it's gone bad now. It's gone bad. Right, so that's soft, and that's going to give us a penalty now. Now, I wonder what happens here. Does that change up things? Germany, soft. Oops, not active. Okay, so now it's finally happened. The world has gone soft. 1. So now we've got that global war and terror penalty of -1. We've got 1 ops left. But now when we come back to look at what to do with that 1 ops, see, travel to as many unmarked countries, but I don't think this applies anymore, because if US posture is hard and there's no global war and terror reasons penalty, so I think we now move down. Now, is that right, or should I carry on with all the ops regarding that? I don't think so. I feel like now we should move, because it's now got the penalty of -1. I mean, it's only -1, however. You know, if it went for another country and got it soft as well, I mean, it could technically get it hard though and go back to there. But I get it soft again, then it's a -2 penalty. But perform radicalization operations as follows with enemy ops using reserves if possible, until a total of 3 cells/rolls have been used with the card. I think we check for each point here. Eh? Now, Could we wrap around and go back to this? I mean, I don't know. I mean, not that that's relevant, but if it... I don't know. So I don't think this applies for the third point. So it'd be if US posture is soft, that doesn't apply. Well, let's move on. Recruiting the Muslim country with a cadre that has the best jihad net dyro modifiers using the... Well, that's probably going to happen. We've got plenty of cells on the track. So again, just let me know. Right, hang on. I'm going to have to go. Right, hi all. Back to try and finish this part. I've been away for a little while there, so I was just trying to catch up. I did another 7 minutes, so and it might end up this is a long episode, or if it does go on too far, then I think I introduced this recent bit as possibly the start of part 21. Okay, so still doing a radicalization, and it looks like we've got one ops left. I want to say the last one we travelled to Germany turned soft. We're now got a penalty here, which is bad. Where was the first ops point then? Was that the travel to Thailand? I think it was adjacent from China. And of course, that was a travel adjacent from Russia, which was automatic as well, into one of the Schengen countries. Okay. And then we've got this one ops left. Yeah, okay. So I did wonder if we should be still doing this. However, if we read this now, if US posture is hard and there's no global war on terror relations penalty, we're going to travel. Well, there is now that penalty at -1. So I'm pretty sure we do move down. That's what we're going to do. But please tell me, like I say, if I should be sticking here with, because it's the same operation. I mean, I think radicalization does that. It just cycles through them. So US posture is soft. It's not. So recruiting the Muslim country with a cadre that has the best jihad net dyro modifiers. And remember, this is again awakening reaction markers. Using the recruit and travel to column of the priorities table to select among multiple possibilities. So this is a priorities table this time, right? Using the recruit and travel. So we're going to recruit a cell in a Muslim country with a cadre, right? Okay. So there's quite a lot of cadres about. We've got one in the US, that's not a Muslim country. We've got one in Iraq. We've got one in Nigeria, which is not a Muslim country either. So Iraq, Afghanistan is Muslim. Iraq and Afghanistan. So it's between the two, isn't it? It does specifically say it's got to have a cadre, yeah? Yeah, so just looking about, because I have made a few errors recently. Afghanistan, Iraq, Nigeria and US have got cadre markers. US and Nigeria are not Muslim countries, it specifies that. So it's between Afghanistan and Iraq. And then between the two, we're going to look at the recruit and travel to column of the priorities table to determine which one. So, whoops, that was close. Right, so we're not looking at the recruit and travel to here. It definitely does just say to look at the priorities table. And that's the priorities table, yeah. The best gen. Like I said, jihad net dyro modifiers don't come into it yet. Right, okay, so it's between Afghanistan and Iraq. Iraq is regime change. Afghanistan's good, Iraq's fair. Okay, so recruit and travel to, not Islamist rule. Pakistan isn't an option, is it? No, it's a cadre we're looking for, yeah. Yeah, it's between Iraq and Afghanistan, Grant. That's what we're just breaking it down. Baziz regime, none of them are Baziz regime. Syria, Iran, no. Iran, Syria, US, no. Poor then, fair then, good. So between the two, poor, no. Fair, so Iraq. Yeah. So we're going to recruit in Iraq with the last point. Okay, so just looking at the operations for recruit, because this is a recruit operation with 1 point. Place cells, any countries with cells or cadres. Okay, so we're going to do this in Iraq. Do we need to roll for this though? Special. I think we still need to roll, don't we? If rec number roll that or less for success, ignore governance. If regime change, automatic success. Haha. Well, that is regime change. It didn't actually. It didn't come with that on the table though, did it? I don't think so. It's recruit and travel to Baziz regime. Poor then, fair then, good. That's what we got to. No, there's not an option there for regime change. However, okay. So is it an automatic recruit then? Oh yeah, it's got auto recruit on the thing, isn't it? Clearly. So interestingly, it didn't come up with that question, did it? Between that and Afghanistan. So right now, if Afghanistan had been fair and Iraq had been good, it would have wanted to put in Afghanistan, which wouldn't have been an auto recruit, and we would have had to roll for it. Am I missing something there, or does that seem a little bit strange? Anyway, so it's going to succeed automatically because it's regime change, and we're going to place one available sweeper cell there and remove the cadre. Okay, we've got plenty of cells up there. I'm going to bring one down and remove the cadre in Iraq. Fortunately, it's only one cell, so we've still got the 5 more, and the cadre does get removed this time. Okay, that takes care of the last point of that. Good. We're getting to the end of this. Well, they do have one more card to come. That was just the first card play, not played for the event. No, that's right. So the second card play is another jihadist card with 2 opts. Detain and release. Jihadist. Oof, right. What's that word? Recidivism? Oof. Okay. Right, so it's got some grey text which determines if it can be played. Play if US disrupted this or last action phase. Well, we didn't disrupt this action phase. How could it be this action phase? I suppose if we were to play this event, yeah. So there was no disrupt this action phase. Was there a disrupt last action phase? I recall taking this away because that's been quite some time ago. You know what? I think that's the last thing I've done, isn't it? Is it? I think it was. Oh my. I played this Kosovo card for 1 op. Didn't play the event. Played it for the ops. In Afghanistan, there was 2 cadres. We done the disrupt. Oh dear. Yeah, we did. I don't think I need to go and look at the video footage because I know we had the Kosovo card and then we had the other card that wasn't playable, and then we've got this left that we're just going to ditch. This is playable. Let's hope this isn't bad. Okay. So it says place a cell where disrupt a card. So it would be Afghanistan. Draw a card. Blocked by GTMO or renditions. So card 61. Let me just check the event table. Just in case. 61. There's nothing on that. I don't think there would be. It's kind of covered. We're going to draw an extra card now. As well. So place a cell where disrupt a card. Right, okay, what is the event? 61, let's have a look. So 61 detainee release 2003 to question mark. US release of several hundred suspected jihadists scooped up in Operation Enduring Freedom and elsewhere led to documented cases of capture or killing of a few the same enemy fighters in Afghanistan or Pakistan. At least 2 conspirators in the Cole attack, convicted and then freed by Yemen, went on to commit suicide attacks in Iraq, contributing to US hesitation to transfer Yemenis held at Guantanamo to Sana's custody. US suspicion mounted that in the known cases of recidivism, that's the best I can get with that. I mean, I'm not sure I've seen that word before, were the tip of an iceberg. By mid-2009, the Defense Department had estimated that some 14% of Guantanamo releases had returned to terrorism. Okay, so unfortunately, because we did disrupt in the last action phase, they're going to place a cell where they disrupt a card. They're going to draw a card, and we don't have these events in play. GTMO, this is the lapsing event, wasn't it? GTMO and renditions. None of them are ringing a bell. I'm looking about here and not. So okay. What was their first card there? Yeah, they weren't able to play that for their event. That's fine. There was no reserves. Okay, so they're going to place a cell where disrupt a card. And it was in Afghanistan. Remember, we had 2 cadres there. So, right. Place a cell. I'm not sure if does the cadre stay with that situation? We've been here, looked at it quite a few times, haven't we? Where are we? Cadres. That's played by event. So, whenever the last cell in a country. No, okay. Whenever a cell is placed from the funding track into a country with a cadre and remove the cadre, yeah, it's because it's 2 different things. It's like, do you place a cadre when the cell gets removed, or do you remove the cadre when the cell gets placed? And there's different. I think whenever a cell, but it needs to come from the funding track. Whenever a cell is placed from the funding track into a country with a cadre, remove the cadre. So it is getting removed. So that's not quite so bad. I mean, it's a sleeper cell though, so. Place a cell where a disrupt a card. Right, so, and then they're also going to draw a card, which is going to delay things, which I think I might have to now hit on the head, to be honest. So that's done. Draw a card, and well, it was blocked by. We've done all that. So they are going to draw a card, and now they have 1 card left. That's our 2 cards played. This was played for event, but they're both just getting discarded, not removed. Well, maybe I can just. I feel like this is a long part. I can't remember what the first. I want to say it was 50 minutes, so grand. Right, I'm going to discard this because we're still hard and I don't want to do this. I don't want to keep it either, so I'm just going to discard it. Right, so it is back to the jihadist. I'm going to flip this card. If it's going to take a time, I'm going to have to Right, another jihadist event. US side discards its highest value US associated event card if it has any. Well, my guess is that's not going to do anything. Did they get the ops out of that then? It's unplayable, isn't it? I have no cards left, so card 59. Yeah, the only instruction is if you're playing it as the US bot. It says the US bot is immune to Amir Thrax. Do not discard from its hand. So if I was playing as the jihadist right now, it doesn't work against them. But however, that's not what's happening. I think I better stop, to be honest. So I'm going to come back to this last card. That's a bit annoying. I get the feeling I'm well over an hour now, though, and it's going to be an hour and a half, this video, so I just need to double check that this is going to be playable. It's not a playable event. Well, to be honest, it is a playable event. It just says US side discards its highest value US associated event card, if it has any. Well, I don't have any. So technically it's playable, but does nothing. And I want to say that if it does nothing, I think they're just going to treat it as unplayable. But I'm going to have to double check that and a few other things. And I think we're times against us here. So unfortunately, I'm not going to end up getting. I will put this at the end of part 20 though. So this is all going to be compacted into part 20. I'm able to do that now, and then when I return, I'm going to start part 21 with that last card of the turn, sadly. But yeah, I've never really, all my videos they don't sort of follow like this is the end of turn, let's move on to the next video, the end of turn, let's move on to the next video. Some of them have worked out that way, maybe, but generally it's just like, I'll just stop here and I'll come back and start again, you know. Okay, I better go away for now. To be honest, I might get a chance in the morning before work. I don't start till late, so yeah, some decent time coming up that I should get back to the game. Really enjoying the game. I know I was bogged down here a little bit, but it's a cool game. It really is. I remember enjoying it the first 2 or 3 times that I played it, just by myself without recording it, and yeah, it looks like I've never played the game before. When you see the video footage, I suppose I'm like that with everything now that I do. All my recordings, I want to make sure I'm getting it right, and you can see that I'm not getting everything right. So I'm just want to try my best to do it, and then look over the rules, and yeah, it does slow it down. And I know the majority of people would just switch off. They've had enough. But I know there's some followers out there that like the way that this is done. This deep dive into the game or whatever. Thing is, with this game, you could just put the app on, and you're not going to make any mistakes. But are you going to understand? You know, even Jean there had said about that he's going to. I think he's played the base game before, and he just got the Awakening. I'm pretty sure that's where he was at. And he said that he was going to run the app just to see how the bot done, just to understand it more. And fair enough with that. So he's wanting to understand it. But if you don't do that and just say, right, the bot does this, boom, boom, boom. I don't know. I don't think it would be as enjoyable for me, but it would mean that you don't make any mistakes. Okay, I'll be back later. Cheers.